Welcome back to another live session for the NY session. Coming up, unemployment claims. In this live session, I'm going to do a complete multi-time frame analysis along with also trade setups that we'll be looking at from this live session. This is a very important live session. If you look at the calendar here, we can see that dollar unemployment claims coming in matter of 20 minutes. We'll be covering in this live session. From here we can see that from the lower time frame the price is currently trending. If we look at the 4-hour chart on gold, we can see the market from this support level. If you look at the bigger picture on the daily, this is an important daily support level where the market is heading back to the upside here. Let's first look at the overall picture where the market today might be coming to test, and then we will be looking into the entry opportunity here. Now, before we look for the potential entry, I would like to see that correct analysis, and from this analysis we'll be able to find entry opportunity potentially in this session. And before we go to the full analysis, would like to see that all members are here. If you guys are present in this live session, say yes in the live chat, smash the like button, and also hit that subscribe button. If you haven't done yet, press the notification bell so that you are not missing any of the content that I'm posting every day. So let's begin today's session here. Now, before we enter any trading opportunity here in this session, we will be looking at the in-depth analysis to the market here. Now, gold chart that we can see, it's a bull market. We have seen early there was daily. If you look at the daily chart, it's a sharply bull market, which is significantly bullish at the moment. And in this bull market, starting from this support level here, there is a sharp bounce back to the upside with a stronger momentum. And with this bounce back to the upside from this support on gold, we can see the market had a pullback with this 4-hour move back to this support level. And this is where we may see potential entry. As if you guys look at it, you can see that it's a bull market. And if you look at also the weekly, again there is a bounce back to the upside. The longer term trend that we can see on gold is bullish, which in fact showing that the market is moving in the major direction of the trend. Looking at monthly here again to see how the price is evolving. Here on the monthly, we can see that this is the monthly support level, which is pretty important monthly support. And in that monthly support that you can see the price tested this support here, bounced back to the upside. Here also bounced back to the upside. Here also bounced back to the upside here. After back-to-back quite a few weekly and monthly rejection from this important support level, which is showing that this market potentially remaining bullish. Now, if you look at this monthly price action, guys, you can see that from here, every month printing that green candle. Bigger picture is key to achieve anything. If you want to succeed as a trader, always look at the bigger picture. Think that in 5 years time, in 3 years time, where you will be as a trader, right? Which is key to become successful, because the hardest thing here in trading is to stay in the game, stay active as a trader, because on the other side there is freedom of becoming a trader. So if you someone want to gain freedom as a trader, freedom. Why? Because financial freedom, right? This is what every trader dreams of. Not only trader, every person. Financial freedom is your birth rate. Because when we born in this world, there is only one thing stops us from living, is financial freedom. This is what we are working on in this academy. You guys have seen that the tools, the strategies that we develop to help hundreds of thousands of traders. And you'll see that in progression of this session how trading can be so easy if you know the right strategy. I'm going to show you, as you have seen, we open quite a few trades also in this live session to understand trading. Now let's look at the monthly chart. First, look at the technical analysis. We have here the full understanding of technical, fundamental, as well as the trading psychology aspect of trading, so that you can gain that tool, that strategy, to gain that freedom that you deserve, right? If you deserve freedom, say yes in the live chat. Now from here, from this monthly support, we can see the price has made its move back to the upside. Now going back to the weekly to understand. Now you guys have seen that the analysis that I posted quite a few times previous week also printed a pin bar here, right? So which is a bullish pin bar in this area on gold. And that pin bar that you can see from this weekly, it's a bullish pin bar. Now if you have watched my weekly forex, it's not that I'm telling right now, I have told this a week earlier in my weekly forex forecast. So from this weekly support level, this is a weekly pin bar, right? So once you know the trend, you can see the direction very easily, and that's what we are doing here. Again, reviewing the direction of the trend. If you look at the weekly price action here, what do you see? This is the weekly pin bar in that area, and that weekly pin bar, it has a very important qualities in it. That means this pin bar can push that price back well above. And how we'll see that? Looking at the top down analysis, we are going to the top down approach. Now if you look at this weekly pin bar, you can see this is the weekly pin bar here, all right? So which is an important weekly pin bar. Now why am I focusing on this pin bar especially? Let's look at, try to understand that. You see that once you might say, okay, I don't want to get paid weekly, I want to trade in 5 minutes. That's okay. But once you know the flow, once you know the direction, it becomes much easier, right? So when you know the flow, you know that how things works. Any kind of, if you have done any kind of sports, okay, flow is needed to attain anything. So if you look at the flow in this market, it's a bull market, and see that how the weekly price action has been created from here, right? Which is a very important weekly support level. Higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low. That's what we are looking at. Series of higher low. Okay. Once you see that series of higher low, right? You can see that series of higher low. And once you see that series of higher low formation, what this pin bar has done here, what this weekly pin bar has done so far in this market, this weekly pin bar has crossed that low and broken that series of higher low completely back below, cross all of this 10 and 20 EMA, 10 EMA, and then rejected back again, closed as a sharp. See how the candle closed, a full body green, a pin bar with a pretty sharp long wick in that area from the weekly. And now we have seen the market has done also pullback couple of times. It has done that retracement, and now it's getting the rejection back above where the resistance here. Looking at the daily, this is what I'm looking at. Early we had a trade here as well. From the daily, the market has maintained that series of higher low with this strong bullish impulse pullback with a narrow red candle. In comparison with the green, the red is very smaller. That means that it's a bullish signal here, followed by 4 hour that we can see. Here is the key level that we can see. The previous session, the market closed with a long wick doji in that area, and that long wick doji that we can see in this area, this is an important support level. From the 4 hour, the price has crossed that low, grab the liquidity, and then what happened here is that the market is potentially be breaking to the upside with another momentum. I'm now going back to the very lower time frame. Look at the 5-minute chart here on Xauusd. We can see that this is the 5 minutes price action, where from here a very bigger impulse back to the upside, followed by this pullback sideways movement, and this is the lower time frame price action. For an entry, this is currently bull market. We will be looking into that for possible upside bias to this level here. And because the market is here, has broken out with this 5 minutes impulse, now we found the bigger picture is bullish. Because the bigger picture is bullish here on gold, you can see that this is the impulse on the 5-minute chart. Okay, so expecting the market to retrace and then to return again to the direction of the trend. Right, so this is what we are looking at here on Xauusd. Right, this is a trend line that you can see on gold, and in this zone where important resistance turn support, there is a sharp breakout. We can see the pullback to this previous resistance turn support. Currently the market in a sideways. Now once the market prepared to have an upside bias, we might see that this market potentially going back to the upside to create a new higher high. And for me, this is an important support. Also, there is another important support here on the 4-hour chart is here. And looking at the lower time frame, these are two levels that you will be looking into that for possible break of structure, break below, and then to trend back up to create a new higher high in this market. Waiting for the price to show up here, breaking the low, and then potentially to retest that support and then to reject back again to the upside to create a new higher high in this market. Now here is the important level that you can see. Here is a trend line, an important support, 5-minute chart, expecting to grab more liquidity and then to return back again to the major direction of the trend. Welcome Deepak, Manali, welcome. Yes, that's what we are aiming here, along with the trade setup, along with the strategy. Also, you would like to understand the proper trading psychology, proper how you will be able to look at the market from a completely different perspective, so that you can trade the market with high probability and stay ahead often in this trading. Becoming a trader, even trading one instrument such as gold or euro dollar. Okay, so if you are trading only one instrument, you can make a living out of it. You don't need to trade a lot of pairs. You can trade one or two pairs, Gbpjpy, euro dollar, gold, or just gold. The reason I trade mostly gold, and also we trade also euro dollar and Gbpjpy, dollar yen whenever they arises. But the gold is in this lower time frame, such as the 1 minute, 5 minutes time frame. In the lower time frame, gold is pretty volatile, and we can find plenty of trade setup in this lower time frame in this instrument. So that being said, on Xauusd currently we can see this is a triangular pattern here that you can see that has formed in this triangle, and the market has broken above, dropped back, tested the support, and expecting that the market to potentially trend back to the upside here. Now for an entry, we may still could see that the market is maintaining that bullish market structure from this level, from this support level, if you look at the 4 hour here. But for us to find that entry to the upside, right, we need to see a liquidity gap. This market has made its initial impulse on the 5-minute chart. The market is still maintaining that uptrending market structure, and that uptrend is quite important. If you look at here, you can see that it's maintaining that uptrend, and in that uptrend we may see the price potentially going back to this order block, and we are focusing on that area where there is an order block. As if you look at the 4 hour again, the price has gained momentum from the previous session's low. Session's low is very important. If you look at the 4 hour support here, you can see this is the doji. The price has crossed that 4 hours low, grabbed the liquidity, and then it's going to move back again to weak fill, which is from this support level. It's pushing back up, and at the moment for an entry, this is the 15 minutes chart, waiting for the market to show that pullback and then to return to the upside for this potential move back again to the direction of the major direction of the trend. Here is the major level that we can see on the 15 minutes chart, which is, if you look at the 5 minutes here as well, this is pretty significant order block, and with this order block we see that the market is maintaining that upside here, and with this pullback here, you can see the price slowly building up that pressure, and there is a huge fair value gap in that area. Looking at the 1 minute, also we can see the market is trying to move back to the upside from this level. Already it has made its initial bounce, and with this bounce currently would like to see that pullback and then entry. 5 minute chart here, the price has managed to break to the upside. There's a fair value gap, and it may just continue to push back here to the upside to fill that long wick. 1 hour move that we can see is quite important, because in this 1 hour time frame the market straight has dropped to that support level, has dropped to that key area, and that's where you can see the market is, with this move pullback, is pushing back to the upside and maintaining that uptrending market structure. So waiting for that price to show up and then to return back again to the major direction of the trend. Are you guys ready for an entry? We might find a potential entry in this area. I'm looking forward to see an entry, and as soon as we find that entry, we'll jump on the trade. The key here is to look for the best entry, as once the market will be able to move back, we might see a sudden movement back to the upside. How the data has come out is important. That's where you can see the fuel coming in the market. Look at the calendar, and you can see that 226k unemployment claims, which is more than the forecast. We see that it's also putting pressure on dollar. If you look at, definitely that has given a momentum again back below on dollar. DXY has crossed that high from the 4-hour 10 years, carrying that rejection back below. And if we look at the DXY, based on that, Xauusd is just pushing back to the upside after cross of this important support level. And this is a very sharp bounce back to the upside with this momentum, and that bounce may potentially continue to rise here to this level where there is a liquidity. And here is the important level that you can see from this support. It's trying to push back here in this zone where there is a support and resistance. And with this movement, we can see the market is currently showing that pattern, and we may see the price ultimately going back to that key level. Here is the breakout, expecting that pullback again to this support level. That's why the key, expecting it to come back here, drop back to this support, and then to return again to the major direction of the trend. It's a big fair value gap. We have seen that there was a sudden break below to this support level. This is the 15 minutes chart, a complete one single move back below, which was a one single move back up followed by one single move back below, and the market again moving back to the upside, which is one of my best trading strategy to look at for this kind of movement in the market whenever it is happening. And if you look at the 4-hour, you can see the market has tested that level and then rejected back again to the upside. Now, as the price is maintaining that uptrending market structure in that area, as we can see the price from this daily support. If you look at the daily price action again, we see the price is maintaining that series of higher low. That series of higher low may continue to rise here to the upside and to create a new higher high in this market. This is where you can see the market is showing that pattern and potentially continue to rise back to the upside to this key level. 5-minute chart that I'm looking at, we are just due an entry for this move, but we need to see that stronger liquidity grab candle along the way for an entry. Though we see the market has made its move back to the upside, an impulse correction again in another impulsive phase, and that impulse potentially the price may go back again to this key level 3394 possible to cross that high, even breaking that 3397 level. Yes, news has moved that market, and that movement that you can see, the market is maintaining that move back to the upside. And in the meantime, guys, if you're enjoying the live session, make sure you give a thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't done yet. Press the notification bell so that you're not missing any of the content that I'm posting every day from this live session, as well as daily trade analysis updates, as well as strategies that I'm sharing in the group every single day with all the details so that you guys can understand it. Every trade that I share also explaining all the strategies behind the trade so that you know that exactly what was the reason behind the trade. Reason is very important. When you are opening position, you need to know the reason behind the trade. What's the logic behind the trade? That's called the strategy. Without reason, if you're opening position, that means you are not trading based on reason. You are trading based on emotion, which more often lead to bad trading decision. Right? 2025, guys, 2026, 2027, right? We are going to a zone where trading is necessary. It's a smart way to enhance your profit, enhance your earning, and that's why learning to trade is now essential. And in this live session, anything that I'm sharing with you, if you have a little experience, you can implement it. If you have no experience, then you can watch many of the videos that are also shared in this channel so that you can start learning the foundation of becoming a trader who can change life completely. So that being said, gold, as we discussed, if you guys following me this live session, we discussed that the market potentially to break out. It is moving in that direction. We haven't got entered yet. Looking for a pullback, and then we will be on the trade. Now, what we can see here on the 15 minutes and the lower time frame, the price is on a pullback. 1 hour also showing that potentially a bullish market structure. 15 minutes also showing that bullish. And here is a support. There's a cross of 10 and 20 MA. It's a crossover candle on the 15 minutes. How many pip here in that area? Which is nearly to 49 pip. Now here is the 15 minutes price action. The market crossed the 10 and 20 MA. And here is the bullish impulse back to the upside. Having that pullback can give us another potential entry in this market. We see that pullback here, and the price is approaching that level where slowly it's trying to push back below. Let's find the potential entry. You guys ready for potential entry here? This is the 1 hour chart. Let's delete all those lines here. An important support, and also there is another important support. 30 minutes. Price is approaching that support here. I'm dropping down to the lowest time frame here to see potential entry. Now, as this market, you can see this is first impulse on the 5 minutes pullback consolidation, liquidity grab another impulse. Now currently the market is coming possibly to retest this neckline of this previous resistance, which is turning support here, and that resistance turn support can give a very vital trading opportunity, and that might lead the price back to the upside here to this key resistance level. Waiting for the market to show up, waiting for the market to break below to this previous resistance, which is turning support here. Expecting that the market to come down to retest and then to reject back again to the upside. Now there's a 5 minutes 10 EML as well, you can see here, and that where we can see the market is showing potentially another bounce back to the upside. We are nearing to a possible entry opportunity. I'm looking at the 1 minute and 5 minute chart again to see the entry, as the market is now directionally showing that upside momentum. We might see the market to possibly return back here to that level, and from the 1 hour that you can see with this pretty sharp bull move, 30 minutes also that bullish structure, 15 minutes we can see the market is showing that bullish, 5 minutes that we can see from this impulse now on a correction. Would like to see further drop here in that area. I hope you guys are enjoying the live session. Thanks for joining. The market is slowly trying to push back here. Looking for this 1 hour chart here as well. We can see the market is slowly coming for a pullback. You can see there's one single candle being formed here in that area, and that is where we can see with this move the market on a pullback. And after this pullback, what we can expect for the market to potentially bounce back here to the upside in that area. Expecting that the market to deepen to the support, And on the 5 minutes, so you can see the price is slowly pushing down here in that previous resistance, which is turning support. Breaking below. And now with this drop, we will be looking for possible 30 minutes the market on that support level. Here is I'm going to look for a buy from this level. The market is currently in a pullback. I'm looking for buy here on Xauusd, looking at entry and expecting it to bounce back here to that level. And that being said, I'm opening a buy market from this level, and stop loss below all this low here, which will be nearly to 80 pip stop loss. And so placing stop loss at 3373.38. Take profit placing at 3395.70. Expecting the market to return back again to the major direction of the trend. I'm long on gold. Place that buy here, waiting for that entry. All right, guys, we are running the trade and it has moved initially to certain level and expecting it to revert back again to the upside here. So you see that there was some movement to the upside to 26 pip, return back again. If you look at the 1 hour, it is bullish. We see the candle is closing from the 30 minutes, also closing as a doji. And looking at 5 minutes again, is where you can see the market. The previous sessions and the previous candle was bullish, and the market now potentially coming for a pullback from here, expecting it to revert again to the major direction of the trend, where with this move, once the market managed to break out, we can look for that profit taking in that market. So here is the key to look at, that the market, if you look at the 1 hour here, this is a 1 hour, we can see a bullish impulse back to the upside, expecting it to before the candle close to continue to rise back again. There's a short-term drop. Let's wait to see if the market is preparing for another bounce back to the upside. We are near to the entry, and are you guys with me? So you can see there is a potential for a bounce, and I will be also explaining in depth the strategy behind the trade, which is very important to look at. The strategy is very important when you are opening position or running the trade, so that you know that exactly what was the logic and reason behind the trade. What was the education behind the trade? So when you look at the market is trading in this way, this is where we are looking at this market to potentially show us that it's a bull market. This is a 1 minute chart here, that you can see the price potentially trending back again to the upside. Now 1 hour candle closing in 1 minute 15 seconds, and this candle expecting it to close as a bull move. And with the 1 minute also, the price, this is a similar kind of bull flag. We see there is a bearish channel to this level, and in this market we'll be waiting to see the price to potentially to trend back to the upside, as there is an imbalance here in this market. Now 5 minutes candle expecting it to close little above, so that you know that it made an impulse pullback and potentially for another impulse to the upside here. So 5 minutes candle closed, and here the price has got rejection a little bit to the upside. That rejection is with the 1 hour close. Let's wait to see if the market is going to fill that long wick at the top here, as it created this long wick here, and the potential for weak fill is higher from the 1 hour. If the market is going for this potential weak fill, then we can expect for the price to go ahead and hit that level again to the upside. As with the 15 minutes also, you can see the market is showing that bullish move here in that area. So this trade I'm running in profit at the moment. And so my entry with this trade, I think all of you are the same, nearly 3381.11. So my entry price here 3381.11, and stop loss price for me at 3373.38, which is exactly currently we set at TP target 3395.70. But let's see how far it goes. It's a potential for this move to this, at least to this level, which can give quite a few pip move to the upside. Currently it's on a bullish move to 17 pip to the upside. The market is trying to move back to the upside to fill that zone. They're looking at for potential bullish continuation pattern to the upside here. Here is the market maintaining that bullish market structure, where waiting for the price to go ahead and hit that level to create a new higher high in this market. It's showing that potential bullish continuation. There's a double bottom liquidity grab, giving the market a high probability for the price to continue to rise back here to that level, to this resistance line. Are you guys with me? So we are almost here with this one, 25 pip up in our entry. Here's the market is moving and maintaining that bullish market structure to the upside, and from this support level we can expect for the market to continue to rise here to this level where there is a high liquidity, and we can see the trend continuation pattern here to this resistance line. We're running the trade, and if you liking this live streaming, make sure you like this stream, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done yet, press the notification bell so that you are not missing any of the content that I'm posting every day. So we are almost here to 29 pip up with this trade, and with the 5 minutes closed, expecting to have another upside bounce here to that resistance line in this market, to this here to 3389 level. We see the 1 minute price action and expecting it to remain bullish in that area. I'm holding on to the trade. Anytime if I am taking profit, I'll give a shout out here so that guys know that I'm closing it. I'm still running in, still probability for the market to continue rise back to the upside here. Slowly trying to build that pressure back below. But you can see some upside move potentially coming here in that area. And market is trying to break that low. Here is, we are still running this trade, and this price action on the 1 minute was expecting it to break that high. But if this is not going back to the upside, we might see that the price to test again here, which is the entry. All right, cool. We are seeing that the market is pushing back again here in this area, and that bounce, if we see the new higher high above this swing high here, we can look for potential profit taking if needed here in that area. This is still running in. I'm still holding on to that. But I think the price may go back here potentially to create a new higher high in this market. Cool. So we can see the market is trying to pull back again below this level, and that is where the probability to go back up to fill that long wick. Cool. It's getting some rejection. This is what we need to see, the market breaking that high and then filling that zone to the upside to create a potentially new higher high here in this market. Cool. The bullish price action on the trade is still on, and I'm still holding on to that, waiting for another move back to the upside in this direction here. Do we see some potential rejection coming? Come on. So with this 1 minute price action, if we look at the market is potentially showing that to bounce back here, to fill that long wick. There is another long wick doji on the 1 minute, which is also the bullish price action. And all right, so here is we are 27 pip up with this, and would like to see the market is going back up here to fill that zone, to break that high, to create a new higher high in this market. Crossing that level that you can see, and 31 pip up currently, expecting to go back to 51 pip potentially to take the profit. And I'm still holding on to that. The possibility to go back up is still higher, so I'm still on the trade. And that's what understanding a strategy when you see the market is in fact going in your favor, holding on to that. And the reason the trade was open, you guys have seen that I have already explained that lower time frame here the market has tested that important support, and that's where the key here is to look for a market that gives you a high probability trade setup and then holding on to that. Currently the market is up in our favor to around 35 pip, and expecting it to go back to cross that 51 pip or at least to 50 to 60 pip in this trade. And that's what we need. 60 pip in a day on gold is quite a pip for the day. We are not satisfied with 51 pip, but it's just one trade, and then we can look for the further entry. But at the moment, to look for the the one trade setup, as the market is forming narrow doji, I am closing the current trade here. I have closed the trade with the 35 pip profit target achieved on this one. The profit target was quite high, but 35 pip up that we have seen on this trade. Yeah, 35 pip taken, and we'll be waiting for the next opportunity here. I would like a feedback. I am sure that you guys also got some profit here. Very detailed. Thanks. Welcome. And can you give a feedback that you have secured the profit or you are still running the trade in this live session, in this live chat? That will be definitely will get a feedback, will be helpful. It's still pushing back in that direction. I take profit in a moving time before it just suddenly bounce. You see that it's getting back again, and the key here is to look for the trade that is going in the direction of the trend, that is going in the direction of your favor. That's what you are looking at in this market. Now, where the market is heading for the next trade, you see back-to-back two important liquidity candle formation in that area has potentially given the market to bounce again back. Here's the market created a bullish impulse back to the upside, potentially to go back up here to create a new higher high. And now it's on a pullback. So you can see that the market is in this deeper pullback. And in this pullback that we can see, the price may revert further back below. Here's the market series of higher low creation, and with this series of higher low, if you like here, from here you can see the price is slowly pushing down for a deeper pullback here. So the 15 minutes, also the 5 minutes support, that you can see the market is potentially coming further here to this support, and it's in an uptrend. So in this uptrend, it's on a pullback again in this market. So if we look at another possible entry here, we need to look for the market to show up to that level and then to return again back to the upside. Now for us to find another entry, if you guys look at it, you can see this is a pretty sharp bullish market structure in that area, and in that bull market, from this support level, you can see the price has made its move back to the upside, and wanting to see the price ultimately going to hit that level and then creating a new higher high. So the market trend is up, and we may see that it potentially continue to rise back to the upside. There is a, if you look at here, you can see this is the 4-hour bullish engulfer formation in that area, which is the price grab the liquidity from this support level, and then it's now going back up to fill that wick at the top. And that wick fill, that we can see the market possibly going ahead and filling that zone and potentially continue to rise. So trading with the trend is the powerful, right? You guys definitely enjoyed this trade, 35 pip, but the trend is still in that direction. Here the pip is not most important. The most important part here is to trade with the trend, is to look for a market that is trending, and that's what we are looking at every day, so that we can guys learn that the proper strategy, proper understanding when to enter the trade when it is coming in the market. I believe that guys you enjoyed this live session, and today's live little shorter, but we have taken the trade, we have secured the profit. Tomorrow again I'm coming on live twice, one in London session, the other is NY session. In this 2 live session, I would like to see you there guys, again trading live together, and enjoy your day, keep the profit in your account, and I'll see you there again trading live together. Until that, stay well, stay happy.